Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about like cardio. I'm not necessarily gonna explain like every single thing about my own cardio because this video I want it to be more about like an overall cardio video. Okay, so I will give you some tips and some of the common questions that revolve around cardio. So there are three things that I see that commonly asked, and I actually have been asked the same question as well. Here is a comment from Spain, and hey to you, by the way. So the timing of the cardio, the intensity, and the type of cardio. Okay, so let's talk about timing. So when it comes to timing of a cardio, some people make it a very big deal of when to perform cardio. Okay, is it like right after you wake up, like fasted stomach, or like eating before having cardio session, or is it like before workout, after workout, and all this kind of stuff? Okay, so first of all, there is one thing that you need to understand: cardio is cardio. Okay, it doesn't matter whether you do it right after you wake up, right before you sleep, right before you work out, or after you work out. Okay, so cardio is going to help you burn calories. Now, there are a few things that matter when it comes to timing though. Okay, so normally as per studies, there are some studies that suggest that fasted cardio helps burn more calories, okay, more fat. Now, but there are also some studies that say that when you do a fasted cardio, a fasted stated cardio, then on the rest of the day, you don't burn as many calories as you would normally do. All right. So it kind of like balances itself out. Although it seems like it still favors fasted stated cardio a little bit more. Okay. Like in terms of like total calories. But the difference is really insignificant and you shouldn't worry about it too much. Fasted cardio is very popular among people who are maybe bodybuilders and stuff like that, especially who are on steroids, okay, or like any kind of PEDs. So with these people, it seems to be helping them burn more calories, more fat, rather than regular people who are natural. And I'm assuming you're natural. I'm natural. If you're watching this channel, you're most likely natural, okay? So therefore, you shouldn't worry too much about like being in a fasted state or not, okay? But if it really makes you feel better being on a fasted state and doing cardio or having your cardio session right after that, then it's completely fine. For me, what can I say? I don't like it very much. I tried it, not that I haven't tried. You know that I've tried a lot of things, okay? So I tried it as well. I saw nothing significant to a point where I would suggest it 100%, okay? It was nothing significant. It was just a regular weight loss, okay? I didn't lose like extra amounts of fat in a shorter period of time. So don't worry about it too much. Well, what matters more is performing your cardio session, whether on a fasted state or not, okay? And also some people, please remember that some people perform like much worse on a fasted state. Some people perform better with a fuller stomach, okay? So it depends from person to person, but as I said, the difference is like very insignificant being on a fasted state and having a fuller stomach, okay? So don't worry about that, okay? You can try it. If you like it better, if you enjoy it better actually, then go and do it, okay? Now, another thing about timing, before workout or after workout. So assuming that you are planning a body transformation combined with resistance training. Now, if you are doing resistance training, there is one thing that is very important, is that once you get into the gym to your resistance training section, what I want, and what everyone wants is that you perform your best in terms of resistance training, okay? So you basically lift more reps and all that kind of stuff, okay? You do your best at the gym to be able to build the maximum amount of muscle, okay? Because if you perform 80% at the gym, then guess what? You're not gonna build as much muscle, okay? Maybe you're not even gonna build muscle depending on how bad you performed, all right? So that is one of the reasons why cardio before training session is not recommended, because we want you to save up that energy for later at the gym that you can spend it. Okay, so perform your if it affects basically your resistance training, don't perform cardio before weightlifting. Okay, and you can do it after weightlifting, and also you can do it like after a while as well. And when it comes to, of course, cardio, the same thing kind of applies. If you want to have the maximum effort possible during your cardio session, okay, that's also kind of related to the intensity side as well. Right after weight training, you will most likely be exhausted or tired, at least, right? So you're not going to be able to perform your best, most likely, at a cardio session right after your weightlifting. Okay, so it's also recommended that if you want to perform the best of the best, basically, you give like yourself, I don't know, some recovery time in between, like maybe 3-4 hours. Okay, so you complete your resistance training, and then after like 3-4 hours you go and do your cardio to be able to perform your best and, you know, be at like maximum energy basically. Okay, so these are all recommended stuff, but I'm coming back to my point where, first of all, what matters the most is you do your cardio session. Okay, it's great for your health. It is a luxury, although you don't notice it. If you're sitting here thinking about, oh, should I do cardio? Should I walk? Should I run? Should I perform, like, go ride a bicycle? It's an option you have. You should be grateful, okay? Whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. You should be grateful. You should understand that you're a lucky person to be able to even have that kind of a problem in the first place, okay? So please always remember that. It makes it a lot easier to perform any kind of cardio. Every now and then, remind yourself that, oh, okay, I'm lucky, I have this option, and I'm doing it because I want to, okay? I'm not exhausted after working at a factory for, 15 hours a day, all right? So keep that in mind. So this is pretty much it about like cardio timing, all right? So I explained you basically why we say some are bad, some are good, and all that kind of stuff. For me personally, I don't mind doing it like right after working out and stuff, okay? So it's completely clear, I hope. When it comes to intensity of a cardio workout, well, the higher the intensity you're gonna have, the more calories you're gonna burn in a shorter amount of time, right? Makes sense, right? For example, think about yourself. Let's say you have a 10-minute period of cardio, and then during those 10 minutes you walk versus you run. So when you run for 10 minutes versus walking for 10 minutes, you're obviously going to be burning more calories running, okay? But when it comes to intensity also, you should also remember that 10 minutes of walk is not going to make you sweat, but 10 minutes of running is most likely going to make you sweat, okay? So what kind of position are you at? Okay, maybe you're like, let's say at work, you cannot just go outside. Maybe you don't have your gym clothes and stuff, but you decide to go for a run, and then you come back to the office like full of sweat. Not really something you can choose when it comes to intensity, right? So it's better, like if you're gonna perform it during that time, let's say during your lunch break, then maybe it'll be better to perform less intensity cardio than a high intensity one, okay? And also remember that when you perform a high intensity cardio, you're most likely gonna get exhausted as well, okay? So obviously, performing a higher intensity cardio is going to burn more calories, right? Therefore, more fat. But that doesn't mean that you have to perform high intensity cardio just to be able to burn fat or to do a body transformation, okay? As long as you manage your cardios, intensity is not something you have to worry about too much, but progressive overload will be. What do I mean by that? So for example, when you're performing your cardio, right? Because there's one thing with body transformation or any kind of weight loss is that eventually you're going to have to increase either your cardio or you're going to have to decrease your food intake, right? And you know that already, I hope by now, that I'm more on the side of increase your cardio rather than lowering your food, okay? So, and because of that very reason, it's better to, for example, like perform session where you can actually count what you're doing. So what do I mean by that? For example, let's say walking. Let's say you have a regular walking speed, right? And then for your walking speed, you can time it, or you can count your steps on whatever, your watch or your phone or whatever, right? So you will have something that you can measure your cardio session with, so that once it comes to a point where you need to create a bigger caloric deficit, you can adjust your cardio accordingly, so that you don't waste time trying to adjust this or that and so on. Okay, so for example, let's say you do 30 minutes of cardio 3 days a week, and then for example you don't lose as much weight as you want to, so the week after maybe you bump it up to 5 days a week. Okay, so you need to have something that you can measure in terms of intensity and in terms of, like, progressive overload approach, basically. All right, the type of cardio, the thing that matters with the type of cardio is that, of course, there are some types of cardio that burns more calories than the other one. For example, we just gave the example of like walking versus running, right? So you obviously burn more calories running at the same amount of time when you compare the two, right? So it might be a better choice for you, right? Personally, I don't like running. I injured my legs, like both knees actually. My knees are not amazing at this current stage I have, because I used to do a lot of high intensity interval training, and I used to do them on treadmills, all right? And because of that reason, the constant like hitting on the treadmill, with they basically like ruined my legs, okay? My knees basically. I mean, they're okay, like don't think that I'm like unhealthy or anything. It's just I don't feel very comfortable like constantly running. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it much. So, which brings my point. The type of cardio you need to choose is, and I think should be, the one that you enjoy doing the most, because then it's not gonna feel like cardio, if it makes sense, okay? So try to find something that makes you maybe relax or have fun, or maybe you do it with your friends or family and something like that, okay? And then it's gonna become a more of a healthier habit that you have, rather than I need to lose weight, so I have to do this cardio, okay? Cardio is not a punishment, and you should basically convince yourself that it is not a punishment and it's not something horrible, okay? It's very good for your health. It's very good for longevity, okay? So you want to live a long life, well, cardio is the way to go, all right? So consider it more like a reward than a punishment, okay? When you perform any kind of cardio, think that and understand that you're lucky, and you should be grateful that you have this option to do this kind of stuff, okay? It's a first world problem, basically, that you're like, I don't want to do cardio. That's a first world problem. You get it, right? Okay, good. So that's gonna be pretty much it about cardio. So comment below if you have any kind of questions or any feedback you have. Like the video, share it with your friends, family, if you want to convince them to do cardio with you. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.